Great to be with you. I hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your subscriptions. I hope that you're enjoying this wonderful last part of the year. Okay? Yay! A new year's coming. And I want to talk to you today about something that's important. You see, your vision to bring fulfillment to your life needs to be aligned with your values. If you write down your vision and it's all in the head and you're not aligned with your heart, it won't be a fulfilling vision to live. So I'm going to teach you in this video how to be sure that your vision is in alignment with what you would love and your values. That's why I titled chapter 4 of Dance the Music of Your Soul, I titled it Congruence. Okay, that's my book. So by now, if you haven't written your vision down, keep working on that. Get that written before the new year starts. What you would love your life to be like in your health, relationships, vocation, and finances, and expand it. Journal about it. Script. What is a typical day in the life of your vision? What is it like? Doing that conjures up the feelings of enjoying living from this vision now. And that's why it's important to journal and expand what you've written. Once you've done that, you have a pretty complete and thorough life vision. And you can always add to it. What I find is that most people don't think about congruence in their life. And this is something you want to look at your vision, look at what you've written, and for each of your life structure areas, ask yourself, are you being congruent with your values? Now, I'm not talking about not knowing the how or for dreams that seem big and you have no idea how you're going to accomplish them because they don't seem natural now. I'm talking about not being in alignment with what is important to you. And I want to give you an example from my life. I grew up in the northeast part of the country. And one February, I said to my mother, I'd love to go on a cruise. Can we go on a cruise this February? And my mother and I cruised to the Yucatan Peninsula. And it was a really fun, cool thing because I got to see the Mayan ruins. And we were going in international diamonds at the port and buying blue diamonds, taking a river cruise and seeing these huge iguanas. They were huge. It was amazing. And it was hotter than, I can't begin to tell you, hotter than blazes. I felt like my eyes were burning. I had a wonderful time. I came back to the Northeast in February and it's damp, overcast, gray. And previously I'd also visited California. I've been there a few times. So when I visited California, I thought, one day I'm going to live somewhere warm and sunny. And I just forgot about it. I didn't even write it down. I didn't even know these tools about putting a vision in front of your mind and using your reticular activating system and putting pictures up and focusing on the feeling. I didn't know these things, but it still happened. And what happened was on this cruise, my mother and I met snowbirds. They were from Canada and they spent 6 months a year in Canada and 6 months in Florida. And they invited us to visit them in Florida. And when we visited, my mother was like, I'm going. And I was like, no, California, not Florida. And she said, I'm not going to spend on the prices in California on a retired income. Well, I've been close to my mom my whole life. I've lived 8 miles from her ever since I can remember, okay, since I've been an adult. So I wasn't about to move to California without this connection. And I had no connection in California, but I did have someone who was going to move warm and sunny that I loved dearly. And so this was in alignment with my values. So I moved. Here we both are in Central Florida, and it's still 8 miles apart. Go figure. So my point is, this is what needs to happen with your vision. So ask yourself, when you go look at your vision again, your dreams need to align with your values. Ask yourself, is this dream in harmony with what I find important? And if you don't know what you find important, if you've never really thought about it extensively, it's great to do that because you'll become more aware of where you really want to spend your time in your life. You can spend your time in many ways. You can waste time, but when you get intentional and you understand how you're wired and what you find exciting, enlivening, makes you feel good, makes you happy for each of your life structure areas, then you'll be more intentional when you go about living your vision by design, okay? By your priorities. So write down your values, be sure they are congruent with your vision, and in the next video, I'll talk to you about engaging your vision. That's all for today. It's great being with you. Take good care. I love you so much. See you in the next one.